The MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel. The Detroit Ignition behind Bob Lilly will invade with Danny Wellman between the pipes and Mike Apple up front. They'll try and score some goals against the Orlando Sharks and not be the first team to give Jake Dancy and his club their first win of the season. Orlando's led by J.P. Rodriguez. Can they get off the schneid tonight? We'll find out next. From Amway Arena in downtown Orlando, good evening and welcome in. Tonight, the Detroit Ignition and the Orlando Sharks for you here on Fox Soccer Channel, the Major Indoor Soccer League's Game of the Week. I'm Al Pulowski. Appreciate you joining me here tonight as we see if Orlando can get their first win here of this season and also their first win in franchise history. Let's take a look now at the Major Indoor Soccer League standings, see how things stack up. Of course, the Detroit Ignition right there as they were last year. Of course, an expansion team last season. Well, they've carried over the success of going to the championship right into this season with that 5-2 record. There's Orlando at the bottom of the pack, 0-9, but still plenty of time to catch up if they can get it going with 21 games left in the season. And when you talk about the Orlando Sharks, you're talking about a team that's really had it tough. But for the Detroit Ignition, they're a team that's had it going pretty well. Their point differential this year is a +22. You would expect that from a team with a 5-2 mark. Also on the road, the Detroit Ignition, very solid. 3-1 away from CompuWare Arena. And just a game out of first place. Now with more on the Detroit Ignition, let's head down to the field. And my partner for tonight's game, Dart McCarty.
Thanks, Al. Down on the floor here with Coach Bob Lilly of the Detroit Ignition. Coach Lilly, I'd like to know, you played your game against Baltimore weeks ago. You ended their winning streak, and you got on your own winning streak. What do you think about that?
Well, we've played well against Baltimore last year and this year, and certainly the win last week in Baltimore, very difficult place to play. We seem to be getting scoring from a lot of different sources and defending well as a team, so hopefully we can keep it going tonight.
Great. Any plans or any injuries that you're working with?
Well, we're healthier now than last week. Jamar Beasley will come back into the lineup, and he's an explosive scorer for us with a lot of pace. And it's a long season. We're getting contributions from a lot of players, and some of the young guys are stepping up. So we're pretty healthy. We've got 2 games this weekend. We'll try to get 2 results.
Thank you very much. Back to Al from the floor.
Okay, Dart, we'll send it back down to you in just a moment. And when you take a look at the Orlando Sharks, with that 0-9 record, it's been pretty tough for them. Let's take a look now at their point differential. Remember, Detroit, we showed you just a moment ago, a +22. Here's the Orlando Sharks differential coming up here, a -66 point differential. That's the main reason they're 0-9. There's been a lot of blowouts, though Orlando has been close the last couple of games. They are 0-5 here at Amway Arena. They'll try and correct that here this evening. Now with more on the Orlando Sharks, let's go back down to the field. Here's Dart.
Thanks, Al. Yes, from the floor here with Orlando head coach Jake Dancy. Jake, you've team is winless this year. What's the mental attitude of the team?
The guys are very upbeat, very positive. They're hungrier now than they ever have been. It's right now it's a matter of getting that first win. The guys have been working hard at practice all week long, and hopefully tonight's our night. Any
new additions that you're excited about?
Yeah, we just signed Eric Vasquez this week, matter of fact. He's going to play tonight. Great player, local player, played in MLS a little bit, great indoor player, quick feet, very good with the ball, very smart player.
Best of luck. Back to you, Al.
All right, Dart, Jake, nice suit. Coming up next here on Fox Soccer Channel, it's the MISL Game of the Week, Orlando and Detroit. Stay tuned. Grace and Detroit getting ready to go here. Detroit, the traveling team. They'll be in the white unis, and the Orlando Sharks in the home blacks.
Yeah, it looks like the Sharks are going to have a hard time keeping up with Jamar Beasley. We have a up-and-coming defender, J.P. Rodriguez, that is going to have his hands full. It could be an interesting matchup.
J.P. Rodriguez, also Orlando's leading scorer this year with 18 points. True bright spot for Orlando with what he's done so far. We're underway as Worteh Sampson spins and scores for Detroit just like that, 11 seconds in. And Worteh Sampson, who left quite an impression last year as a rookie for Detroit, continues to improve this year. And Dart, just like that, it's 2-0.
Well, 11 seconds could be a high-scoring game today unless we start defending a little bit better than that at Orlando.
So Worteh Sampson, a 2-point goal for the Detroit Ignition. And for Sampson, that's points 17 and 18 on the year to now put him in the team lead. We've got our first foul of the game there. That's a trip on Orlando. Doug Rice battles on the board for the ball along with Ainsley Romani, and foul is called on Romani, first of the game against the Sharks.
As a matter of fact, the shot was from defender J.P. Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez trying to get Orlando on the board. A three-pointer would have put him ahead. Now in front, Hewerton a score! Detroit has 2 goals and we haven't played a minute.
Mickey Gerocio tried to do, it appeared, a little trick that didn't work right in front of the goal.
Alan Hewerton makes him pay 4-0 now Detroit. Let's take a look at this one again, Dark. Here's what you're talking about. Whoops. And then Hewerton went airborne to drill that one home. Watch this goal. One of the great things about indoor, you see so many chances like that.
It's just an excellent, excellent sort of scissor kick.
And now continues on the power play for the next minute 40. Beasley to run the point if he can ever get the ball stolen by Mack. He has a little breakaway. Ryan Mack, score! I think a 3-point goal. Let's see. Kevin Terry puts up 2 fingers. He'll say it's a 2-pointer. 6-0 Ignition. Short-handed goal for Mack. And Detroit just keeps on rolling, even a man down.
Sharks just giving away the ball in bad situations. It's counted for 2 goals so far.
So Ryan Mack with the short-handed goal. It's 6-0 Detroit. That's his 4th goal of the season. First short-handed goal, and Detroit's first short-handed goal as a team this year as well. Rush ahead. See if Orlando can get one more offensive flurry here with the man advantage. Ducker just missed.
Ducker just misses one. Score! There's a score of Javier Delgado.
And the first goal of the night for the Sharks.
First goal of the season. Yeah.
So Delgado scores the power play goal. With just seconds left in the man advantage, it comes at the 10:33 mark. 6-2 now. Orlando is on the boards. From our goal camp. Kaczynski drifting to his left, and just a good strike by Delgado to find that back left corner. So 6-2 on Delgado's first ever MISL goal, and another chance just wide there for Cerrone.
Chris Cerrone just missed a little bit left.
Sadpour in front, collides with Iriarte, and Orlando's able to keep it out. Rodriguez trying to clear, can't do it. Callahan. Sadpour, nice juggling foul. Rice, a great knockout there.
Javier Delgado.
But finally a goal once again. This time it's a Sadpour, so he's rewarded for his relentless efforts in front. 8-2 Detroit. After Delgado made a great block right on the goal line, but Detroit refused to give away. Watch some of the action here in front.
I thought Delgado was going to be a hero and save a goal, and the rest of the team just didn't come up and defend.
So Sadpour with his 2nd goal of the year, 7 points now for Vahid Sadpour, the rookie. The Major Indoor Soccer League. 8-2, Detroit with the lead. Good look there at Sadpour. One of the bright young talents Detroit has been able to incorporate into their system. There he is, Sadpour. Toronto, Ontario, went to the University of Detroit.
Dion Yagru shooting high.
Minute 34 to go here in the first quarter. It'll be a throw-in for Tomar Chichinski, making his MISL debut. Take a look at the Orlando bench. Well, it's got to be tough. Start the season 0-9, and it's not until recently now. In some games, but some of those not even in the ball game.
Al, it seems like they're always putting themselves digging that hole early in the game. Tonight, 11 seconds in, down a goal. 2 goals in the first minute, I believe.
In front, the ball knocked around to the block there by Romani. That's right, trying to clear, can't do it. Vasquez in his MISL debut tonight, working with Rife on him. And Ducker. It's out of trouble for the moment, but Greenfield keeps it right in. Orlando just can't get the ball out.
They're just having a hard time.
Almost a great ball from Beasley to Hewerton. It's one of the underrated things to Jamar Beasley's game. He's able to make some.
He threaded the needle on that pass. I thought it was going to connect with Hewerton.
Less than 30 seconds now in the corner. Uriarte can finally use his hands. Rolls it out to Ducker.
It's a great pass.
Open. That was a great job by Salanopoulos. Got back to block it. Valle with the hustle. Keeps it alive for Orlando. Closing seconds of the first quarter. There's the horns. 15 minutes of indoor soccer in the books. And the Detroit Ignition, with 4 2-point goals, have an 8-2 lead over the Orlando Sharks here in quarter number 1. The positive for Orlando, their best quarter this year has been the second. Can they mount a comeback? We'll find out. Stay tuned. It's the MISL Game of the Week here on Fox Soccer Channel. Sampson fell down, still got the header over to Josh Wright. Salanopoulos will send it in front. Sampson was there, good breakup by Ducker. Now Uriarte able to clear it away, couldn't use his hands, but got it out. Callahan trying to win it. Now he's got it. Drew Callahan will send it in front. Whoa,
it's snuck in the right.
Uriarte couldn't corral it inside the post. I believe that will be a 2-point goal. It was near the 3-point line. And it is a 2-pointer. 10-2 Detroit. When those go in for you, it's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long night. The ball just snuck in. Iriarte seemed to have that one corralled, but it just snuck past his glove hand.
6th goal of the season for Drew Callahan. 14 points now as Detroit's defenders can score. Jonathan Greenfield has 13 points for Detroit. Drew Callahan makes it an 8-point lead now for the Ignition. Storm and Wave developing a nice rivalry. Number of former people with the Wave in Chicago. Steve Morris, the coach, trying to lock in the field. And the players to keep Tozer. And we've got a whistle and a foul on Jonathan Greenfield. That'll be his first. Big Town native. Orlando's been getting a number of restart opportunities in the attack zone.
Just haven't found a way to convert anything yet.
Cerrone, he could be the primary option here. He's over on the right wing. Keep an eye on him. Santos will be the trigger man. And Cerrone.
Good stop.
You know what? We're going to go to Vegas after we just got that one, right?
Now, you tapped that one right on, Al. I'm impressed. Cerrone.
4 for Cerrone. 10-4.
Cerrone sort of continuing his tear with Orlando, if there is a tear going on.
Second leading scorer now on the team with 14 points. JP Rodriguez, the leading scorer, 6th goal of the year. Another good story with Cerrone, and that's the one thing you can't see. You can see some of these players developing for Orlando, even though it hasn't shown up in the win column. Rodriguez has been solid all year, and now you're seeing the emergence of Cerrone and Ducker.
Well, Cerrone is, I read, is a local kid, went to college here at Rollins College. We found him. job. He's back defending. I don't know about you, Al. It just seems like Detroit just has a little bit more energy in those legs throughout the first half here.
Chemistry seems a little more defined, too, for Detroit. That went off the head. Cerrone.
30, Drew, 30! Hey, nothing! Less than 30 seconds left.
Orlando keeps knocking the ball away, but Detroit keeps coming at him. Now Callahan. Mack for Rice, great ball, and he missed the touch. Francois will tee it up. That's blocked by Delgado on a play. With 8 seconds to go in the half. Corner kick coming up here for Detroit. Detroit has possessed, controlled this game here in the first near 30 minutes. We'll try to end one more before the halftime break as Rice will hop off. Josh Wright will come in. Ricardinho to trigger. To the box, there it is, Wright! He just came on, and he scores. 12-4 Detroit.
That's a hard goal to give up right there. Just a little backdoor.
It'll be Rife from Ricardinho on the restart.
Orlando's digging themselves a little hole here to get out of. The second half's going to be have to be very aggressive.
First goal of the season for Josh Rife, sporting the Rod Stewart 1978 cut. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago on the broadcast. And I said, hey, you just said I got Rod Stewart's hair. I said, yeah. He says, yeah, I like it. 30 minutes in the books here at Amway Arena. We've reached the half, and Detroit has a 12-4 lead as they've led this one throughout. Tomar Chichinski there. A pretty good game between the pipes in the first 30 minutes. We'll see what happens in the second 30. And coming up at back here at Amway Arena, 12-4. Detroit has the lead over the Orlando Sharks here tonight in the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel, along with Dark McCarty. I'm Al Pulowski. We appreciate you joining us. We're here every Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Pacific for the MISL Game of the Week. We were going to show you a Jorge Valle feature, having a couple of technical issues with that. We'll try to get that to you as we take a look now at the first half stats. And Darren, when you look at these, the goals is really the only thing that on paper is a big differential. Orlando getting their shots on goal, but not converting.
They're not converting, and quite frankly, the giveaways in the back were disastrous for Orlando. Easy opportunities. A championship team, as Detroit is last season, and they take advantage of those and convert it.
All right, we'll take a break here on the halftime report. 12-4, Detroit in the lead over the Orlando Sharks. We'll be back with more in just a few moments. You're watching the MISL Game of the Week here, live on Fox Soccer Channel. Back here at Amway Arena, 12-4, Detroit leads the Orlando Sharks in the MISL Game of the Week here on Fox Soccer Channel. Orlando still looking for their first win in franchise history as they enter tonight's game at 0-9. Detroit 5-2, a game out of first place. Let's take you back now and show you the week in the MISL, going back to last weekend, New Jersey and Orlando here at Amway. Check those guys out. Yeah, very, very interesting costumes. I thought Halloween was a month and a half ago. Maybe that's what they normally wear. Anyhow, New Jersey will get out to an early lead. And some big goals. Gordon Vasich had a big game. He had assists, he had goals, but then Orlando would come back. There's Mickey Gerisilo knocking one in. Gordon Vasich got the left-footed goal there. And New Jersey would keep it just out of reach. Jake Dancy trying to get his team a win. There's Cerrone. He had a hat trick against New Jersey. And the Orlando Sharks, there's their cheerleaders. Like, hey, we could get this one. Another goal there by Cerrone. But it was too much. New Jersey Ironmen, they end up the victor in a close game. Last Friday night here at Amway Arena. Ducker got the goal there for Orlando. But it just wouldn't be enough. Rodriguez, his 17th and 18th point of the year there. 18 points leads Orlando. But not enough as the New Jersey Ironmen triumph over Orlando by a final there of 15-12. Other games from last weekend and some of the keynotes on the games as well. Detroit and Baltimore. The Detroit Ignition hand Baltimore yet another loss. Baltimore began the season 5-0. They've now lost their last 4. Denison Cabral over 800 points in his career now. He's the Baltimore Blast's all-time leading scorer. Drew Callahan getting some points as well for Detroit out of the back this year, as Drew really having a good year. Chicago and Philadelphia. Stephen Armstrong, the MISL Rookie of the Year last year, had 2 two-point goals in that game. Philadelphia just 1 two-pointer. That came from defender Pat Morris. And the Chicago Storm continue to give Philadelphia a tough time this year as the Kicks now 2-7 on the year. Milwaukee, New Jersey. Milwaukee goes up to New Jersey on a Sunday afternoon and takes it to him. Greg Howes, a 2-point goal and 2 assists. And Milwaukee rolls 17-4 up at the Prudential Center. A beautiful place for an indoor soccer game. If you're in the area, check it out. Also last week, Monterrey La Raza against the California Cougars. And how about the Cougars this year? 5-3, above 500. And there's Brian Farber getting the goal from Antonio Sutton. Sutton had a nice game. He scores a left-footed goal there. And California would continue to give it to Monterrey as the Monterrey La Raza, the only team in the MISL now not to have won a game on the road. They're 0-5. Sutton to Farber again there, as Brian Farber really showing some skills in the indoor game. Craig Shear from Chris Hanzor. California, a winner over the Monterrey La Raza by a final of 14-6. And yep, California now making some pretty good headway this year at the 5-3 mark. In 8 games, they're just a game and a half out in the MISL. Right now in pretty solid position in the playoff positioning. Baltimore, Monterrey. Now Monterrey got to win there. In Mexico, they're doing pretty good in Arena de Monterrey. 16-13 the final score. How about David Bascom? He had 5 points for Baltimore, but it wasn't enough. That was the game from last night in Mexico. Our leading scorers in the MISL this year, Daniel Antoniuk leads the league in goals along with Greg Howes and Dino Dolevsky. Enrique Tobar, 1 behind. And once again, the MISL standings for you with the participants in tonight's game here on Fox Soccer Channel. Detroit and Orlando. The Chicago Storm battling it out with Milwaukee tonight in a battle for first place. We'll give you an update on that score later in the broadcast. We'll take another timeout here on the halftime show. 12-4 the score. Detroit leads the Orlando Sharks.
Thank you, Al. Yeah, I'm down here with Tomar Chichinski making his MISL debut. How do you feel like you've done tonight in your debut?
I think I've done pretty well. It's my teammates, like I said, they're making it easier for me. So as long as they keep doing a great job in front of me, then I'm doing fine. So I'm enjoying it.
Back to you, Al.
Okay, Dart. So Tomar Chichinski getting his first start tonight in the Major Indoor Soccer League and giving up just 4 points in the first half. And now let's go back down to the field. Chris Cerrone with the Orlando Sharks is with Dart. Dart, take it away.
Thank you, Al. Here with Chris Cerrone, Orlando's own product here from Rollins College. How would you assess the first part of the game here, Chris?
Well, I think the Orlando Sharks were giving the Detroit far too many chances to score goals. More than breaking us down, we've given them the opportunity to score, so hopefully we can remedy this in the second half.
Okay, Chris, you've been on a roll here for the past couple of games. Do you expect to continue that tonight?
I hope so, yeah. We'll see what happens. We've got 1 half to go, and hopefully we can get back in this game.
Back to you, Al.
Okay, Dart, Chris Cerrone, if you're wondering where does that accent come from, he's a native of Bexley Heath, England. And Orlando will look to get some points in the third quarter as you take a look at Jake Dancy's crew there as they get set to begin quarter number 3, down 12-4 to Detroit. The Detroit Ignition wearing their traveling whites, and the Orlando Sharks, their home darks here at Amway Arena. Let's take a look. The first half stats for you. Detroit getting the better of Orlando in the goals category. Everything else fairly even. Orlando 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. Detroit is 0 for 2 as you get a look at some of the Orlando Sharks dance team decked out in their Santa gear. Trying to get the crowd into it, which isn't too hard. These folks that do come out to the games here at Amway Arena really are into the ball game. And as I said, the crowd here, you know, majority of people here is 20 to 30 something crowd. Crowd that's been so hard to get in indoor soccer to come back since the 80s, but we're here in Orlando. Sampson for Detroit. Rice blasts one there. Off the fly, out of bounds. It'll be a kick-in coming up for Detroit, who lead it 12-4. 25 seconds into quarter number 3. As you're going to look there at Doug Rice, the midfielder from Brighton. Played for the Michigan Bucks. He'll be celebrating a birthday coming up on December 29th. Doug Rice, Dozier. Greenfield wins it for Detroit. Chance here. Hewerton open, score. Wide open was Hewerton. Greenfield found him, and Detroit takes a 10-point lead on Hewerton's second goal of the night.
Just to give away by Orlando, and they don't get the numbers back defending, and it was a great assist.
So Hewerton from Greenfield comes at the 4:38 mark, and for the moment, the route is on for the Ignition as they go up by double figures, 14-4, and leading at 7-2 in the goal scored department. There's Hewerton. What a season he's been having here in the early going. 2 goals tonight. He now has 21 points on the year. That leads Detroit. Johnson with the header, knocked it away. J.P. Rodriguez wins it. Now with space, he's dangerous here. Finds it open, goal, score! As
Mauricio Ruiz, I think, finished that his first goal of the year.
Post to Ruiz, and it's 14-6.
Number 19, Mauricio Ruiz.
6:10 the time of the goal. And Ruiz, his first of the year, for Marcelo Santos. And it's 14-6. Detroit's lead back down to 8. Now this next goal, an important one. This is where Orlando, again, hasn't been able to get that next goal when they start making the move and build some momentum. Detroit again will try and thwart him. Here's Sampson.
Sampson just dwarfs Romani.
Trying to turn and shoot. He did! Scored! Worteh Sampson, the turn and shoot tonight has worked to perfection for him. His second goal. And it's 16-6, and Orlando just can't get a break.
Looked like a replay of the first goal, didn't it, Al?
Sure did. And it comes just 18 seconds after the Ruiz goal on the very next possession off the kickoff, off the goal for Detroit. So Sampson, his second goal of the night. His 7th of the season. He now has 20 points, second on the team to Hewerton.
He's doing a good job. First year in the MISL. Jamar Beasley.
Got it in front. Here's Rice. Score! Underneath the post, a tough shot for Doug Rice. Nothing that Antonio Iriarte could do there. 18-6 to score. And Detroit now having a laugher at Amway Arena on the MISL game of the week. And we have an official timeout on the field. 18-6 Ignition with 7:07 to play in the third quarter. Rice, top shelf, counted. 12-point lead for Detroit. His first of the second half. Join us every week here on Fox Soccer Channel for the MISL game of the week every Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock Pacific, generally. We do have a couple of late night games coming up later in the season for you, a 20-game package. Greenfield trying to dig it out, did Roberto. Back to Tuchinski. Now Johnson double team. Got it away to Greenfield. Greenfield. Nice work there. Selenopoulos. And he tried to make Romani, and a nice play by Romani. That allowed Iriarte to grab it.
Yeah, if Romani hadn't got a foot on that ball, he had another runner on the back post that looked like he was free.
Get back, drop back. 10 seconds left in the quarter. 10 seconds. Let's count it down. 10, 7, 6, 5.
5 seconds in the quarter. Blocked by Hewerton, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. So 45 minutes of indoor soccer complete, and it's been all Detroit Ignition. They lead it by 12, 18-6, their largest lead. They're in control. 15 more minutes of indoor soccer to go. Make sure you stay right here as we take a look at some of the Ignition goals tonight. Detroit has had the majority of the highlights. Some good plays offensively and defensively for the Ignition. You're watching the MISL Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel. Tripping will be called on Orlando. And Detroit will go back on the power play. Let's take a look at it again as Beasley there. That ball kind of got caught in the seam. Jorge Valle tripped him. So 2 minutes on Jorge Valle. And Detroit, for the third time tonight, is on the power play. 23 seconds into the fourth period. 18-6, Detroit in the lead. And now they're a man up.
This could get ugly before the night's over if Orlando's not careful. They need to dig down deep and find a way to defend and a magical way to get a little offense generated.
Ricardinho running the point to target man Sampson. That backfield to Hewerton, and he scores. A pretty soccer there. 20-6 in the power play goal. Hewerton, the hat trick. Give the assist to Worteh Sampson.
Yeah, Sampson made a nice play on that. Just a little back heel right back to the open man.
Let's watch it again. Great finish by Hewerton. His third goal of the evening. Hewerton, Detroit's leading scorer now. 23 points on the year. He's also moving up the MISL leaderboard as well. After tonight's hat trick, he's in the top 10. He might not be done. We're just in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Time remaining on the clock is what's left in regulation. Orlando now down by 14. It's Ducker.
Orlando's just got to use this as a learning experience. Javier Delgado with a great strike. It looked like it might pin down and hit the bottom of the crossbar.
A little high, a shot forged a little high there for Detroit. Ruiz over to Ducker. There's Valle. 3-on-3. Ball ahead for Cerrone, too far. Should get a look at Hewerton. Hat trick tonight for Hewerton Moreira, but he goes by one name, as so many Brazilian players do. His name's spelled Hewerton, H-E-W-E-R-T-O-N, but pronounced Hewerton. In his second season with the Ignition. He has the opportunity. Sampson for the hat trick. He's got it. So now Sampson and Hewerton both have hat tricks for Detroit tonight. 22-6 Ignition, and we have an official timeout on the field with 2:30 to go. And how about Abraham Francois, the hustle to create that opening for his teammate Worteh Sampson. 22-6, Detroit has the lead, and Detroit now with a huge advantage. We'll be back for the last couple of minutes after this. 22-6 the score. And Detroit with 11 two-point goals tonight. That's the most goals they've scored this season. Their previous high for most goals was 8. They did that twice. And they have had it their way tonight. They led it 4-0. Not even a minute into the game. And Detroit has just thoroughly dominated the Orlando Sharks, who are about to take loss number 10. Just over 2 minutes left. Greenfield knocks it away. outstanding games tonight in the Major Indoor Soccer League. This one, it's been all Detroit. Seconds remain. Foul there on Rice. One more chance for Orlando to try and make it a little bit more respectable. Santos
For a little pride. Doesn't appear like it's going to happen for him tonight.
Right.
As soon as I say that, he hits one off the right post.
But the horn sounds and the game is over here in Orlando tonight. All Detroit, they never trailed. They win it easily by a final score of 22-6 with the victory. Detroit now 6-2 on the year. They'll await the outcome of the Chicago-Milwaukee game. They could be tied for first, or actually could be a half game behind Milwaukee or a game behind Chicago, depending on how that one comes out. With the loss, Orlando falls to 0-10 in their inaugural season. Tomorrow night, Detroit will go home to host Monterey at 7:35. And the Orlando Sharks will head to Philadelphia to take on the Kicks, who are in New Jersey tonight. Locked in a seesaw battle currently in that one. So 22-6, the final score tonight. And Orlando, again, got behind early, which has been their problem this year. They just couldn't get out of that hole. What'll happen with the team that's trailing, but take a look at the goals. That's the big difference, 11-3. Detroit with scoring their most goals tonight of the season. Now, they've got to play Monterey tomorrow night in Detroit, and Monterey are waiting for them in Detroit. And we'll head down to the field now, and Hewerton, who has the hat trick tonight, is joining us now. Well, how about this game? You and Sampson both with hat tricks, and we talked about it earlier in the season. You, Ricardinho, Sampson now really forming a chemistry in your second year altogether here in this Detroit franchise. What's it like playing with those guys? Why do you have such a good chemistry?
We've been working together every day. Ricardinho and myself, we've been playing together for such a long time. We played together in Brazil as well, and we know each other. But we all, in the team, we've been working hard. Last year we played together, Sampson, myself, Ricky, Beasley, and that's what I said. In the practice, we've been working hard to come in the game and have the result.
Hewerton, coming into this season, you go to the championship last year. You had to carry over some of that momentum. You've been able to do so. Mark Pulisic, now the director of soccer operations. Bob Lilly, the head coach. You haven't missed a beat. Why is that?
Well, Mark supports us a lot as well. Even he's still in the team, and Bob is such a unbelievable coach. He's been helping us a lot, to understand the game. He's been playing the game. He knows the game. So I think that's just help us. Before with Mark was good, very good. Now with Mark and Bob is even better. When you get a two, it's better than one.
Sure is. Tomorrow night, Hewerton. You've got Monterey. You're getting set for that game. It's tough to play those back-to-back nights, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be tired tomorrow, but it's not an excuse. We play at home, and we gotta get it done. We have to play hard. We have to play physical. We gotta be smart, keep the ball, and score a couple goals, defend well, and we can win the game.
All right, Hewerton, safe travels. Good luck tomorrow in Detroit.
Thank you very much.
Hewerton, see ya. Hewerton Moreta, who goes by Hewerton, the one-namer here in the MISL. A hat trick tonight along with his teammate Worteh Sampson. They lead Detroit to a 22-6 victory. For the final scores of the other two games, you can go to MISL.net on the web. Derek McCarty, good working with you tonight.
Thank you, Al. You were very nice, and it was great having the opportunity.
All right, we'll do it again sometime soon. Detroit an easy winner tonight. For Mike Santamon, our producer-director, and Derek McCarty, I'm Al Pulowski. Until next week for the Game of the Week on Fox Soccer Channel.